We're constantly told that getting 1% better every day will make us, 37 times better in a year.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
Right. But what if treating human behavior like a compounding bank account is actually setting us up to fail? Today's deep dive is into the massively popular book, Atomic Habits. The core premise is that huge transformations don't require giant leaps, but they come from tiny daily routines that compound over time.
Shifting your core identity in the process.
Exactly. But our mission today is to go beyond the motivational hype. We're going to critically analyze this framework and sort of separate the proven behavioral science from the catchy metaphors to figure out what actually drives human behavior.
Well, let's start with that famous 1% rule. Mathematically, the claim is flawless.
Right.
If you calculate 1.01 to the power of 365, it equals exactly 37.78.
But applying a rigid financial equation to a human being feels incredibly speculative. Human behavior doesn't just compound neatly like interest sitting in a bank.
Oh, absolutely not.
It's more like water carving a canyon. It doesn't happen through perfect, predictable daily math, but through messy, irregular surges and steady pressure over time. Setting the expectation of a perfect upward curve, it just seems like a trap.
Yeah, habit researcher Dr. Gina Cleo points this out brilliantly. Progress isn't linear.
Right.
We aren't bank accounts. Real habit formation is inherently messy. It involves, massive fluctuations, frustrating plateaus, and then sudden, unexpected leaps in progress.
So it's unpredictable.
Exactly. The 1% math is just a motivational metaphor. It's not a biological reality.
Okay, so since that neat math is just a metaphor, we need to look at the actual mechanism for change here. The book argues willpower is completely overrated.
Right, highly overrated.
Instead, you change habits by hacking your environment and systems using the 4 laws. Make it obvious, attractive, easy, and satisfying.
Yeah, and making a habit obvious works by removing the cognitive load of decision-making. Like, you don't have to choose to work out if you're running shoes or literally blocking your bedroom door.
Oh, wow, right.
Yeah. That ties directly into tactics like the 2-minute rule, where you just scale a habit down to exactly 120 seconds.
But wait, does doing something for just 2 minutes actually reshape your identity, or is it just like a mental trick?
It's essentially casting a vote. Doing a micro-habit for 2 minutes proves to yourself that you are the type of person who shows up.
Oh, I see.
You're shifting your self-image first, which lowers the mental friction for bigger actions later.
Right.
And once that identity shifts, environment design takes over. The book actually cites European organ donor data to prove this.
Oh, the Denmark and Sweden thing?
Yeah. Denmark has a 4% organ donor rate, while right next door, Sweden is at 86%.
It's a huge difference.
It is, and it's not a cultural difference. Denmark uses an opt-in form, and Sweden uses an opt-out form. The environment literally dictates the default human choice.
Okay, that's convincing. But assuming we can just environment hack our way out of every bad habit feels a bit too simplistic.
Yeah.
Well, the framework assumes every behavior is just a poorly designed reward loop. But what about someone who is stress eating because of severe anxiety?
Right.
Or doom scrolling due to ADHD? You can't just hide your phone and expect the underlying emotional trigger to vanish.
Yeah, Dr. Cleo actually highlights that exact logical gap. The framework really ignores the root causes of complex behaviors.
Right. A simple visual tweak cannot fix chronic emotional avoidance.
Or neurodivergent hurdles, exactly.
So if deep-rooted anxiety or ADHD means we can't just hack our environment overnight, then the standard timelines we're sold about habit formation must be entirely broken too.
Oh, without a doubt.
Because we hear everywhere that it takes exactly 66 days to form a habit.
Yeah, that expectation is highly misleading. The 66-day rule is actually just a statistical average drawn from a single study.
Wait, really?
Yes, and in that study, the actual time to form a habit ranged wildly from 18 days all the way to 254 days.
254 days. Wow. I guess that variance makes sense when you think about the friction involved.
Exactly.
Like drinking a glass of water every morning might lock in after 18 days, but forcing yourself to run 5 miles a day could easily take 254 days because of the massive physical hurdles.
Precisely. Selling a universal 66-day finish line sets individuals up for failure when their specific high-friction habit actually takes, 8 months to stick.
Right. So bringing this all together, the core message of the book, that small, reliable systems beat vague, distant goals, remains Highly practical.
Oh, definitely. Tactics like the 2-minute rule and reducing environmental friction are actionable and very convincing.
We just have to discard the rigid mathematical formulas and the specific timelines.
And the speculative idea that every complex behavior can be effortlessly hacked. Realistically, you should aim for messy consistency over perfect upward trends.
Messy consistency, I like that. Which leaves us with one final kind of mind-bending thought for you to chew on today.
Let's hear it.
If our environment and our systems shape our default choices as heavily as the data suggests, how much of your current identity did you actually choose, and how much of it was simply assigned to you by your surroundings?